Welcome to the INJIL Radio. 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 Welcome to the INJIL Radio.
Assalamu alaikum. Sisters and brothers, Sulaiman Rahim here, Messenger of the Covenant, Breaker of the Seven Seals, Crusher, Judge, America's in judgment. I don't like it. Been deceiving the world 500 years. Tend to be the force for good, or the other force for evil. As a fact, what's happening in their wake? Genocide on a universal scale. Look what happened to this whole hemisphere. They corrupt this whole hemisphere. When they come over here, the people over here where my complexion are darker. Where my complexion are darker, this whole hemisphere, to my so-called South and North America and Canada, those all, look at them now. See, it's the land of demons. It turns whole hemisphere to the land of demons. See, You got demons all over the place. They go, oh, demons are spirits. No, it ain't spirits, brothers and sisters. A lot of Muhammad say ain't no spirits or spooks. Farrakhan say, oh, it's spirits, because he's one of them. They're all over the place. You have no idea how. You have no idea, brothers and sisters. What intensity, not the intensity, but the massive amount of demons there are. We got the worst part of it, because at least half of our nation is corrupted. That's what the angel tells us. Got the worst of it. But look at South America. How do people get like that? Look at Arabia. How does people get like that? They wasn't even like that 1,500 years ago. This is a new phenomenon the last 500 years. They almost changed the whole world. The whole world's become, so there's seed amongst it, right? Right? How pervasive it is. That's why this whole hemisphere, I keep telling you, this whole hemisphere is going down, not just this part, north part of it, the whole hemisphere is going down. Look at India. Who's ruling India? Right? The dark complexion people, they're untouchables. They're true Indians. They're untouchables. They're despised. Yep. That's the way all the India looked 500 years ago. You see? Look at Hawaii. Those are Polynesians. Those are not Hawaiians there. Those Polynesians. They corrupt the entire planet. But they couldn't get to the elect. That's our subject today, brothers and sisters. Countdown to Apocalypse. Part 10. The elect. Couldn't get to them. Got close. Said those ways cut short, no soul be left alive. What does that mean? Destruction, or it just means corruption? Because the only elect would survive intact. Only elect. Let's not talk about the Levites. Levites are not Abraham's seed. They grafted in. Their promise of Abraham doesn't extend to them. See? But for those who are loyal, remain loyal, right, they will be covered under it. But most of the Levites are against it. They're going to be with Lucifer. Because they say this belongs to them. And they despise us anyway. Because they say, look, we cotton pickers. And, they despise us anyway. And when you see in Africa where they were betraying Africans, throwing other Africans in slavery, that was them throwing us. Get the hell off my land. Get out of here. Because Africa belonged to them. At least that part of Africa, but Arabia is Africa also. You want to get this through your head in a minute, bro, and say you have no friends out there. Only friend you got is Master Muhammad and those with him and Suleiman. Only friends you got. And those ones you don't care nothing about. You want to walk his cross around your neck. If you're an original person, you got a cross around your neck. Is something wrong with you? Hey, did you examine that? Did you examine that? That cross didn't save you. It enslaved you. The people that was carrying the cross was one that stabbed you in the heart with crosses. Their knives look just like crosses, don't they? Don't their knives look like crosses? Stab you in the heart and cutting your eyes out, cutting your guts out. Yeah, they wasn't carrying Hindu marks or Buddha. They was carrying a cross on their crusade to enslave you, to persecute you, destroy you for over 40 years. There was all Christians doing that. You had Christian churches in slave ports. Upstairs Christian church, down there was you laying your own manure. They ain't take you out to the bathroom. Why do you think that all I did when you see when the slave movies, it was rinse you down with water? Why do you think it was doing that? Because you wouldn't take no bath and you was covered with crap. And when they put you in those ships for a month or 2 months, you those ships, you tied you down. What you think you got? I said, okay, I got buzzed to go to the bathroom. And you got 4 and 5 layers deep. And you relieve yourself and come around and went under you, his mouth or covering everything else. This is what these people did. And they was carrying a cross. In the name of Jesus. So are you a fool or what? Unless you're a demon. Don't say, oh, just the people in the South. No, that's another lie they tell you. Try to absolve themselves. Oh, just some of them doing it. Well, the ones in the North had the power. They had political power. The presidency, all branches of government. If they didn't want it, they could have stopped it cold. They tell you lies. The Civil War was about slavery. It was about slave labor, competing with slave labor. See, some of you too young to know this, but before they called factory, they called plants. Because that was short for plantation. Because that was new plantation. Industrial Revolution, they ain't need you in the fields no more. So these are what they call now factories, but here they call plants. And so slave master would take, he wanted to get rid of you, right? So say he's gonna make money off you. So he would tell you, okay, how much guy, you know, the guy, the owner, right? How much you paying, right? Workers. Oh, I'm paying $10 an hour. Okay, I'll give you some $5 an hour. Because they wouldn't get the money, he's gonna get it. And they ain't gonna argue with you, they ain't gonna fight, they're gonna do whatever you tell them to do. And work hard as you want them to work. And you can whoop their ass. And all you guys are paying $5 an hour. And that's what was happening. Exactly what was happening. And the North got pissed off with it. They had to call them plants because that was short plantation. That's what I called plants before. Wasn't short for planet, short for plantation. So the North got top and said we can't compete with slave labor. Can't compete with it. And so they try to make a deal. You can Google this stuff if you got time to get your head out of Levon Brain's ass. Go check it out. So they try to make a deal with us. Okay, was it Mason-Dixon line, whatever? So okay, we won't have slavery over in the western states, right? So therefore, they wouldn't have any competition, have to compete with them. Right, because they try to make a deal, compete with them on slave labor. It wasn't for your benefit, because they didn't need you anymore. They didn't free you, they didn't need you. So it was a war over it. And the North refused, said, no, hell with that. We have slaves where we want to have them at. And so that's what the war was all about. And the North didn't want to fight. They tried to do everything to avoid it. And the South pushed the thing about battle up Sumter, whatever that fort, they hit Fort Sumter, and the battle was on. They attacked the fort, north of the fort, Fort Sumter, I believe it was, and the war was on. See, because Lincoln said he didn't go to free slaves. He said he didn't think slaves are equal. And the thing is, we should love the Constitution. Why you tell our children? Are you that damn dumb to us just to praise and recognize the Constitution when the Constitution said you only 3/5 human, you're an animal? The law of the land says you're an animal. That's the law of the land. Don't tell me, oh, it don't matter. Why it's in there then? Don't matter why I take it out. The law of the land says you 3/5 human means you're an animal. That's why when the famine comes in, you're gonna be eaten because if you're an animal, you can be eaten. We're clear conscious because they're animals. It's in the Constitution. Check it out. You're 3/5 human. That means you're not human. So they didn't need you. Industrial Revolution. As soon as that war was over, what did they do? They started trade guilds, unions, apprenticeships, everything to keep you out of the job market. Then you get a 40 community. I think it wasn't about freeing and loving you. It was about competing against slave labor. And you had nothing. You was on the street. They ended up putting you back in chains, right? With chain gangs and stuff, and prisons. And the thing says, well, you only be free if you don't obey them. Then you can put you back in slave. Well, hold it. Why we gotta obey them if we're free? Why do we have to obey them if we're free? That's their laws, their customs, their dogs and all that crap. That's theirs. Why we gotta obey them if we're free? Because if you have to obey somebody, right, and they had the power to imprison you and beat you and torture you, that means that's a system of terrorism. Because they have to maintain terror over you to keep you compliant. I mean, this is stuff simple. A 3-year-old can figure it out until you get his mind and distort it. Tell him he's going to hell, ever, never, never. But that's a merciful God who created him. He wouldn't say, he said, God created him. So now God created something, it's a mistake, it's a defect. Then he'll get mad at the defect and curse and beat it and torture forever, never, ever. Because that's his mistake. No, you got free will. Well, who gave you free will? It ain't free if he gave it to you. If you got free will, what is free? You can do anything if you believe that you can do anything you want to do, right, totally, and free of any consequence or anything else, then you're out of your damn mind. You better learn, you can't even add 1 + 1. If you think that's impossible. God don't even have that. Every action has opposite reaction. That means there's no free will. Prophecy would be impossible if there's free will. Prophecy would be impossible if free will, because you couldn't ever tell anybody's going to do. They don't know anything different. So how could you prophesy anything if anybody got free will? You couldn't. It's impossible. You have no free will. That don't mean your mind's under control. It's not under control, but you don't have free will to do anything you want. You don't have it. Because your actions, your mind, your thoughts are force, it's pressure. And so every action has opposite reaction. So therefore, you're controlled. You controlling actions are controlling you. You acting and reacting. You acting and reacting to pressures around you. You react to pressures that was present when you came into existence. And you react to that. And those pressures react to you. There's no end. That's totally mathematical. And so I was thinking about talking about something. Okay, I'm going to touch on it, brothers and sisters. AI. Have you been paying attention, brothers and sisters? This is a deep subject, brothers. I really, it's really not necessary to really talk about it because that demon war is happening, but this is part of the reason why it's happening. And one of the reasons I'll talk about it because I think Master Muhammad going to go into motion, act, before this even cuts in. Because AI is cutting in there right now. I mean, you can't talk to anybody. You call a phone, man, you talking to a computer. I always ask me, am I talking to a computer? Because you think you're talking to a person. And like, there's a movie, like I said, on the weekends, hey man, I got a wife. I want to keep a wife. I love women. Right? She wants to watch a movie on the weekend, so I said, watch a movie. She told me I need to relax, right? Well, I can't relax because my people need me. We watch a movie on the weekends. We watched something recently, and it had no actors that you could recognize. No actors, never seen them before. And the movie was kind of, it sounded like it was just too, I kept saying something. Because the thing is, brothers and sisters, they have movies out there right now that's not real people. And then they testing it to see if you can pick it up on it. See, that's when we had no one in it that you could recognize, because they couldn't do that with actors, Tom Cruise, and all these guys, because these guys ain't gonna do it, because and once that technology come in, they out of job. Because why are you gonna pay these guys millions and millions of dollars when you could break somebody handsome and pretty and beautiful and everything else, man, dolls and Adonises, right? And you ain't got to pay them a dime. The computer just generate it. And you ain't got to even write the script, because the AI can write the script. And I knew that. I said, this script was written by AI. This script was not written by a person. Because you could see the mechanics behind it. It was just too mechanical. And people don't write scripts like that. So I would tell them, I said, you know that. I said, that's one of those films. I've been saying it for years. Well, I ain't been saying it for years, but I've been saying that's recently. Not years, not recently either. Somewhere in between there, right? Because internet was out years before it was reached to the public. AI has been out for a while too before it was reached to the public. Because I already got invitation to test it out. Got it right on my account, and I refuse to touch it. I won't touch it. But that was my profession for years, about 30, 40 years. AI. So I know what the capability is. They had the capability way back 30 years ago. The problem is they didn't have computers fast enough to do it. Computers wasn't power enough to do it. So they was kind of doing cartoons that got better and more realistic. But now they can make them where you can actually you can't distinguish between a person. And when you show those movies that has actually nobody in it, I'm not talking about these blaxploitation movies, we have no action in it whatsoever. I mean, no actors in it that you can recognize whatsoever, none you ever heard of. Watch out, that's probably one of them. That's probably one of them. And I said, what's so much about it is they don't have to even get writers. They don't need to write either, because the AI will write the script and produce the actors for the script. That's why you have actors doing all kinds of, with those the Avengers and everything else, all that special effects, man, they'd be out of park. But these guys, artificial intelligence, that's why you had Elon Musk and Gary Gates and all those guys telling Congress, hold it back, why are they telling hold AI back? And like, put a damn hold in flood, because they know. And the Congress says they're going to hold it back. The reason why they say hold it back, because they know if they release it, because they have it already. That's what I'm trying to tell you. If they just release it, at least 70% of people in America won't have a job. All these clerical jobs, they don't need lawyers either. Bookkeepers, lawyers ain't going to try to stop it. No, they're in Congress. The point is that they don't need. That's the next revolution, because industrial revolution, right? They didn't need us no more. They didn't free us. They didn't need us. So they threw us in a pit, and we weren't supposed to survive through that. You see, we weren't supposed to survive through that. Excuse me, brother and sister, I'm gonna check something here right quick. We weren't supposed to survive that. And now you won't survive this. You will not survive this, brothers and sisters. You will not survive it. I'm just letting you know right now, you will not survive it. This AI. You been to Walmart lately? Driverless cars. The last time you seen a taxi driver? See, they went to Uber, but Uber's all about AI. So when you see, because they don't need you anymore, so what are they going to do with you? Because they know if they take that, you have 30, and see, that right there will kick off a demon war. That's why I don't mention it, because the way I see it, Mass Farmers going to, that's part of what it might be saying, right, about those days being shortened. Because they don't go to war just because of that, because they're going to be out of a job. Because right now, see, the thing is, the jobs they have right now is Master's house. See, they had jobs back when we was in the field, because master needs somebody to feed him. He needs somebody to wash his clothes, somebody change his diaper and all that stuff. So they had jobs then. We was in the fields. They ain't needs in the fields no more. So what happened then? Okay, well, the demons, they got jobs with master sharecroppers. They were still doing the same thing they was doing before in master's house. Going to take care of master's beds, washing master's beds, wash clothes, everything else. I know. I was there. I got family down south. They were still doing the same thing before and still being raped and everything else. But now they were supposed to be getting money for it. They're getting money to buy that raggedy shack. Because they make sure you don't have enough money to keep doing it. See, the point is, they could have did that back when they had you in the fields. If they'd have been a little smarter about it, they could say, no, you're workers. And we're giving you a salary. Just enough to buy that shack, to buy the shillings you was eating, right? Just enough. And you still been in the same situation, just so they were paying you. Because that's what's going on right now. You see people come over here from overseas, all of a sudden they're in a Bentley, they're in a BMW. Here, you been all these years, you can't. Because the power structure set up. So they know you can't afford that much. They make sure you can't ever get that past that level. These people walk up here nowhere, and they got it, right? And they got all these HOAs, homeowner association, HOA, I guess they call it. All that stuff designed to keep you out. How in the hell are they going to? You go in and you got a job and you got money and you paying your bills. How in the hell are they going to tell you can't move in here or not? Those are all bullshit to set you. And the Democratic Party, I tried to explain to you earlier. They're totally against you. They just got wise. They said, well, let's pat them on the back, pat them on the head, rub their head, and we're going to stab them all in the back. And because they're so stupid, as long as you pat them on the head, they would do it because Clinton was good at it. Oh, man, he was a genius at it. Put those dark glasses on, playing as Trump and everything, talking that stuff. Hillary, hey, man, I have a hot sauce. And what'd he do? He built so many prisons, they probably can't count all the prisons he built for you. 3 strikes laws, him, right? They pushed the boys to the limit, him. Sent jobs overseas, him. Got good welfare and gave it to the people that came from, call themselves, all he had to do is come over and say you was Jewish, right? That's all he had to do is say that, come from Russia, and he gave you the money. You got the money. But they said you couldn't have it because you had to work for yours. The money went to them. This is Bill Clinton. And what's Biden doing? He bring people across the border like crazy. Why? Whose jobs they taking? There ain't but a few jobs left, but they taking them. And where that leaves you? Because you're already on a lower level, and so now you down here with Burger King and McDonald's, all that kind of stuff, and now you ain't getting no job. You calling the phone lately? You don't know, you can't understand what they're saying. That's if you get to a voice, if you get through AI. I mean, you have a damn heart attack. You know, heart attacks in this country is going up like dramatically. Because every time you call, you can't talk to a person. Talk to that computer, you be hollering at the damn computer. I want to speak to a person. I didn't catch that. Well, I didn't throw nothing. I'd like to speak to a person. Well, maybe I can help. I don't want you to help me. I want to speak to a person. You talk like that. How are you talking like a computer like that? They finally get to the person, you don't understand what the hell he's talking about. You can't understand what they're saying. And they hold the AI back. Let them release it. And you're gonna be out, most of you out there gonna be out of a job just like that. Because people come across the border, they get jobs anyway. And your tech jobs going overseas. Even you talk on a customer service. I need to understand, brothers and sisters. How do you understand? You're going to understand in a minute. See? But this stuff will cause demon wars. Because when you got massive unemployment, what will happen? On a scale you never seen before, that will trigger a demon war by itself. See? Now, if Maxwell might take his time like he's been taking, then that will trigger it by itself. Because technically that's an attack, isn't it? Economic attack. You see, banks have failed and everything else. And these companies, and you know, it's really stupid when you think about it. But these devils are stupid. I told you, not tells your people. They've been lucky. He didn't give them wisdom. Dr. Yakub didn't give him wisdom. He gave him luck. I try to understand how, you know, if you got energy is either good luck or bad luck. If you got negative energy, that's bad luck. If you got positive, that's good luck. It means good things are going to happen. You control the quality of it. If you're intelligent, or if not, you still got to have good luck. You just want to know the quality of it. Just good things will happen. But if you don't know the quality, you say, okay, I want to make it happen this way or that way. But he was giving luck. We had bad luck because they had energy. Let me say it simply. I didn't want to go down this road, brothers and sisters. But if you are a Volkswagen Beetle and someone else, you are a Lamborghini and your neighbor's a Volkswagen Beetle, say you're a Lamborghini, your neighbor's a Volkswagen Beetle, and both of you make the same salary, and say it takes $1,000 a month to maintain that Lamborghini, but it only takes $200 a month to maintain that Volkswagen Beetle, then you in the garage all day long. You're in the garage all the time. You're in the garage all the time, waxing, cleaning. But the Volkswagen Beetle, man, he's in the garage maybe, a couple hours a day. He's out there, man, he's running about, taking care of business, doing things. And that's what happened. We understand the math of it. The energy levels got so low that we didn't have enough energy to do anything else, but just to maintain, we didn't have enough to even maintain ourselves. But the Volkswagen Beetle did. And so that's why we went down to the bottom floor and the devils on the first floor, so now they're ruling. But now we get energized, so now our frequency is going up, because that's take energy. Frequency is energy. It's just a form of energy. So now we're getting more of it. Now we're rising up. And they can't go up by the first floor. But we knocked a hole through the ceiling, which knocked out their foundation. Do you understand any of this, brothers and sisters? So they had control. So they had luck. They think luck is wisdom. They take luck as wisdom. It's like somebody going to Las Vegas. And they're lucky as hell, man. They win at the slots. They win at the roulette table, poker table, right? And blackjack. They win all of it, man. It's killing the house. Man, get him out of here, man. He's breaking us. Lucky as hell, man. But he think it's skill. He's doing stupid stuff, but it's working. He think it's skill. So he think he's how smart he is. See, and he goes a couple times. Yeah, man, every time he go, man, he's winning because he's lucky. So he writes in a book. See? And everybody go try it. They failing, man, because they ain't work for them because they ain't lucky. The ones that are lucky say, yes, this guy's smart, man, because it didn't matter. Because they were going to win anyway. Until what happens is luck runs out. And then he applies that and everything fails. Then he comes to the conclusion that either house is cheating or he wasn't lucky to begin with. He wasn't wise anyway. He wasn't skillful, he was just lucky. And that's going to happen, probably happen to the devils because their luck has run out. Their luck has run out. The Quran talks about that, unlucky days. You see that phrase in the Quran? People gloss right over that. Their luck has run out. So now they're going to apply the same things that they was doing before, thinking it's going to work. Everything's backfired on them. I told you, that's where everything's backfired on because it don't work because it was the luck they had. See? Now you have luck, but we want to turn that luck into skill. We want to turn our luck into skill. See? That's what we want to do. Keep you from going through tribulation. Because a lot of you end up in tribulation because you're lucky. We want skillful. Because you got to be skillful in the Lamb's Book of Life. You got to know what's going on. We don't want lucky people. Lucky people cause trouble. Lucky people's like an elephant, the blind elephant. He's powerful, but he's trying to shop. He's just breaking everything up. We don't want lucky people. Because now you have luck. You have luck now, but we want to turn skill. Because lucky, that means you over here now, we got to deal with you. Now we got another war we don't need. See? Because you got luck. And then we got to fight against that luck. We don't want to be doing that. That's why, this, brothers and sisters, that's one of the reasons why this whole thing was set up. You'd be trapped right here. The only way you can get out of here is through the Lamb. Otherwise, you're going to be fighting here with the devils. Be at war with them. They're going to wipe you out. That's one of the reasons why I was done that. So we don't want no lucky people going over there. So you'd be trapped. So in other words, when the time comes, the door get locked and you're here. Now, if you're lucky, you had to go to tribulation, you had to fight. See, we don't want lucky people. Because that means you go out there lucky, you're showing your ass, you're naked and you're acting all crazy and everything else. But you got that luck around you to protecting you. See, they ain't no mystery gods and stuff. And so now we got to deal with that. We don't want that kind of war. That's the war we're on. That's why you don't see that war as part of apocalypse. That's the war we're not going to have. That's why it says, you're going to be trapped here. See? The only way you can get out of here, you got to wash your robes in the blood of the Lamb. That's the one with the tribulation. You got to get some skill. You got to get some skills. Because it says, those in the Lamb's book, and we're going to read about that in a minute, those in the Lamb's book, those ones, right, those taken out, the elect, that's what we're talking about. But the other ones, they didn't go. They woke up. But they had to go to tribulation to get home. Because they had luck. They had skill. They have wisdom. They had luck. Right? And we already see what luck can do, because these devils, they control the world with luck. Everything's working in their favor for 500 years. But they thought it was wisdom. But again, let me hit on this AI, finish up on this AI a little more. I can talk a whole lot on that. But see, that kicks in if mass it delays at all. Because that right there alone will kick the demon war off. Because if they release that, you're going to be out of job overnight. There going to be millions of people out of job overnight. And we think black folks will do y'all sorry dirt, sort of riots and stuff. They'd be, oh no, it won't be no riots. Remember the hell I told you, I called it a couple of years ago, George Floyd. I said it's going to be a 5-month issue. I forget what I called at that point in time, but right, it was blacks went out of control for 5 months, and it lasts 5 months. You go ahead and check it, and I got a presentation to prove it. But if that AI, but they've released it, like I said, they already have it. They've been testing it for years. They got these movies, these programs, and some of these series that you're watching that you never see. Series that there's no known actors in it whatsoever. They're computer generated movies, written by computers, AI, and actors are not real. They've been testing it for years. See if you pick up on it. Again, it gets better and better all the time. Okay. And as I was saying before, that's the whole, the Democrats, the whole is democratic party, democratic. The whole idea was to destroy you, and they got a real slick ways to do it. But at first, they had to make you think you were their friend. And so you support them. While all their policies are just destructive. Every one of them. From abortion to immigration, jobs overseas, you name it, all of it. All their policies. I'm not saying the Republicans any better. They got a whole different way to deal with you. But that's what it is. And right now they're trying to make all the people in America upset with you, and then they could bow because they still got that complexion, right? Oh man, I changed my mind, but you can't. You still gonna be with your complexion, and now everybody comes down on you. So it says come as a snare. I'll keep warning you, and the demons are the ones helping you, but they don't know they're gonna come after them too. But demons are the ones keep on telling you, yeah, man, go along with the program. They're using them to keep you quiet, calm, until they come down with the hammer on you. And oh, what a hammer it is. It says they mean to destroy you. It says it right in the scripture. Well, I tell you, brothers and sisters, the aim is just your destruction. And this war is part of it, the war they're trying to start. No, they're actually trying to start a war. They don't want, I told you years ago, they want a war. They don't want a nuclear war. That's what you understand the angels. That's why I said, throw them into the river. They couldn't abort you fast enough, right? There are all these other things, right? So they said, we'll throw them in the river. That's a war. You understand it. You understand angel key for that. That's 20 million man army. They hate you. They want to get rid of you. And you got the demons helping them to lead you right into the trap. Let's see if we can go with this, brothers and sisters. Said I like to move ahead. Like I said, I'm still got some issues I can deal with, brothers and sisters, but I want to get this out because we're running out of time here. And like I said, I never really talk about that too much because I personally, based on what I understand the angel, it's not going to get to that. That's why I was going to move before that happens. But if it's a little delayed, you're going to see that. And that right there is going to kick off the demon war because there's no job, and they're going to have no job, and they're going to fool for it, and you're going to be totally. And then you got the famine. That's part of it. If you understand the angel key, it's clear enough, angel key. You're the food, because it says, if you read the four horsemen, that fourth one says, right? It says famine. And it's talking about the first three horses, right? And it tells you that you're eating the barley, but you think that's, well, how could, if there's food, then how is there famine? You're the food. If you understand angel key, you're the food they're going to be eating. That's your fate here, brothers and sisters. You're going to be on the menu because famine's coming. It tells you scripture, famine's coming. A terrible famine. A famine going to be so bad that eating on the young. But for the young, they eat you. What do you think they're going to do? If there's a choice between you and that young, who do you think is going to be eating? It says it's going to be eating you. It's really very clear in there. And in fact, the scriptures tell you, it says, it points, says, they're going to eat my people. It says they're going to boil them in a pot. So they're going to cut them up like steaks and pour them in a pot. It says, God said right in the page, said, you'll be eating my people. You don't understand what's going on, bro. It's happening. You can ignore this all you want to. I don't ask you for a dime. But you ignore it to your own destruction. Get the hell out. The apocalypse, the hell with the Armageddon. Armageddon's a war. There's a war between them. Between this. It says some of you surge against others. Well, the demons are them too. Over here in the West, that's Armageddon. That's them, the devils and demons. Over in Armageddon East, devils against devils. Still a devil war. Because demons is a devil with skin tone. The apocalypse caused the whole thing, whole configuration, whole conflagration, all of it. It hasn't started yet, but it's about to start. It starts when Master Muhammad lit the fuse. We lit the fuse and the four one in heaven. Farrakhan don't talk about it. He don't know. He's a demon. You going, bro, sisters, when this is gonna hit you. It's gonna hit you, bro, sisters, soon. Sooner than you think. Right in the middle of it. And you'll be caught in the trap and you're going to be able to get out. And we're not coming trapped to get you out, brothers and sisters. If you get caught yourself in a trap because your ignorance has a consequence. So you have to dig yourself out of that trap. We're trying to keep from getting in the trap. If we're going to spend time trying to keep getting in the trap, then why should we waste time trying to get you out of a trap once you insist on going into it? What's the point of even warning you? Just wait until you get in the trap and get you out. A 15-part series here. I did 9 parts already. Today I'm talking about the elect. Now, the elect, they're the original people that's not tainted. They're not corrupt. See? We got the Levites that came in with us. Right? See? And we weren't corrupt. We came, it was all gold. And then half got corrupted by them forcing their seed in our women. So now half of so-called blacks in America are demons. I don't like to say black because I mean it's not about skin tone. Master Muhammad is definitely not black, black-skinned, but he's original. But 145,000, they couldn't touch them. And they're yet to be revealed. See, they wouldn't follow Elijah either. See, they only followed the Lamb. We're going to talk about that. See, and the Lamb is the only tribe member of Shabazz that actually had anything that any interrelationship with Elijah Muhammad. Because read it. Remember, Elijah's John. And it says, remember, suddenly comes to his temple. Well, he came to Elijah, came to John, and John didn't want to baptize. He said, no, man, I'm not worthy. I can't even wash your shoes. He said, no, you got to do it. So he sat under John for about 4 years, under Elijah. And then he started his ministry. He started ministry in his 30s. It says in Scripture. And then into the ministry, that's when the 44,000, because that's the one he's energizing. Because they're going to take this energy he's giving. They take the energy, not wasting like these Levites and these Negro bus stuff doing, wasting it, energy deprivation. They're taking it, not studying, just whatever they're doing, partying and jail, all that kind of stuff. No, by 4,000, they take the energy, they're absorbing it, right? And convert it into powerful wave frequencies, vibrating high level. See, that's it doing. And so they're going to come into a level of understanding the angel. That's it doing. So they're not going to touch. They can't touch them. See? That's what the elect are. Okay. Move on. That's the last battle was between the lion and the bear. Get out, brothers and sisters, chapter 18. Read it. That's about America here. It's about to fall. They're on the edge of a cliff right now. Everything is falling apart. Pressure's too great. See, we was on the basement. They was on the first floor. They had control. Everybody, but now we getting taller and stronger, and you start breaking through. It's like a man that's 5 feet tall, right? Say if the ceiling is 5 feet tall, right? So his head touching the ceiling. But he started growing taller. Well, he's got to start bending over or he's break through the ceiling. But the ceiling is the foundation of the people on his first floor. So if he start breaking that ceiling, he's destroying their foundation. That's happening, brothers and sisters. It's 144,000 doing. So that's why I'm going straight. Because I know all I'm doing, the energy, they're absorbing it. See? I mean, you got this in another physical sense. You take the Europeans, for instance, right? You take light. Light is energy. frequencies, wavelengths, right? And they can't absorb it. But we can absorb all of it. That's a sign right there, brothers and sisters. We can absorb all of it. That's what black is. Blacks, it means you absorb all of it, so you don't emit, so none of it gets back to your eyes. So you actually absent space when you see black, because black's not a color. When I see something black, what you see a hole in the color spectrum. That's what you see it. With something black, you see the whole, because you're not getting any light from that point, that position. Because all the light's been absorbed there. You see a hole in the color spectrum. That's what you're seeing. You're not seeing anything, actually. When you see black, you're not seeing anything. That's the problem. That's why it's black, because you ain't seeing anything. It's like at night, right? It's black, right? Because you can't see anything, because there's no light. So when you see black people, right, the more they absorb in the wavelength, the less it's hard to see them. Only they're visible because you got colors around them. If you had the colors around them, you wouldn't be able to see nothing, see anything at all. So you see a difference between them and the colors. You see the colors, but you don't see them, so you say, hey, I don't see any colors there. So you interpret that as seeing something that's black, but you can't see black. You understand? Because we absorb it all. They call it melanin and invigorates us. It makes us healthy. See, that's a physical sign of it. But for them, they absorb any of it. It burns them. So that frequency, that wavelength, it burns them because they can't absorb it. And same thing with what I'm doing right here. See, it irritates them, angry. See, but 144,000, they're absorbing it. They're loving every minute of it. That's why they have enough to take action. So read chapter 18. I'm not going to read it, brothers and sisters. This is the fact about existence here. For 400 years here, going on 500 years, we've been told we was crucified here, totally. They took everything from us. That's a fact. And they give this person that they call Jesus. The way Jesus supposed to have woolly hair and brown skin, right? That shows a lie. That's Satan masquerading as an angel of light. Because look at the works. What's the works of these people that claim the cross? Genocide, murder, rape, terror. They honor Jefferson and Washington. They were terrorists. They was raping women. They had slaves. That means they had terror. You keep slavery. You don't keep people enslaved, with Valentine cards. Evil people. But that's all they got. They trying to say, oh, these are good people. Oh, they was, well, cause they all. Reap what you sow, brothers and sisters. The days of wrath has come down hard. They took everything from us, everything. They left us nothing. Language, religion, everything. Some of us seem to like it. Okay, part 10, brothers and sisters, the elect. The gold. Okay, here we go. And I saw, look, the Lamb having stood upon the mountain Zion. Now Zion is home. That's what home is. Scripture calls Zion, a home, Middle East, Zion. Because they're home now. See, having stood upon the mountain Zion, you understand, you can't understand all that, right? And with it 144,000. So here's a Lamb, we're home. 144,000 have named him and filed him written upon the foreheads of them. See, because they were the Lamb. See, they like him. And I heard a voice of heaven, a voice of wars many, voice of thunder great, and the voice of herds harping them. They're singing a song, a new sight of the throne and the sight of the four living old person. And no one's able to sing that, learn the song. Only one was able to learn that song. That's the angel song. It's 140,000. Have been brought from the earth, taken away. Can the prey be taken from the mighty? The Lamb got them. See? Because they were the Lamb now. But they was taken. See? It says they were brought from the earth. Brought out of the earth. But who were they? The Lamb and Zion. You put these things together, brothers and sisters. So the Lamb got them. He brought them out of the earth from the European countries and Zion. The Lamb did it. They were him. See? Lamb having stood on Mount Zion and with it the 140,000, they were him. But he took them from He took the prey from the mighty. So it tells you who's the prey. Who took? So can the prey take from the mighty? Who's taking them? That's who's the one that's taking them. That gets back to who can make war with the beast. Who can make? It's right in the Injil. You put it together, right? See. And these are who with women not were polluted. In other words, right? They weren't demons, right? Who women not polluted, virgins they are. These following the Lamb they was the Lamb where he goes, he's Lamb. Wherever he goes with the Lamb. These were the first men, first fruits of the God to the Lamb, right? To the gods and the Lamb. They was the first ones. Remember, because the harvest comes. Who takes the harvest? Who comes? That's Master Muhammad. He comes to pull out the harvest. That's the first fruit. That's the one you get. The other one's taken out. The other ones had to stay in. They weren't ripe enough yet. They had to go to the harvest. Had to go to the tribulation. I need probably do some rest. And mouth was not found to lie. Unblemished they are. Not liars, not like Farrakhan's people. They're all lies with it. Everything he says is a damn lie. I can go more deep in this, but so I'm gonna leave it there on that score. I want to get to this other stuff, brothers and sisters. So look at this. Therefore, when you see the abomination of desolation was spoken of through Daniel the prophet standing in that holy place, let the reader understand. See, as far as Israel going down, once the one takes place in the Middle East, it says to flee. It's time to flee. Because why are they telling you to flee at that point? They're telling you to flee because the famine's rolled in. That's number one, right? And you're going to be the food. Secondly, when false Israel goes down, that lie is destroyed. Because the lie is that they're true to Abraham. And that's true. They could not be. See, first, true to Abraham returned to Arabia, not some corner place in Palestine. And when they return, they would never be uprooted. And they'd be peaceful when they weren't at peace, except for that one war that's going to take place. So what happens? That means we probably ham. So the point is that if they destroyed, they couldn't be the enemy. That means we the true Abraham, because they were set up to counter what Muhammad said. They're set to keep up people understand that we true Abraham. So now that lie is gone. They reckon that we are true Abraham. Famine's running this land, right? And we're going to be a target. So they flee. You're not fleeing from the army. You're not fleeing from the military. You're not fleeing from the police force. You're fleeing from your next door neighbor. That's why I say you can't go back in the house or nothing, because the police have to take time to get there. So for the army, and plus they just block off the streets, right? So it ain't them as your neighbors you're fleeing from, because they're gonna eat you. See, flee. More of a and who say whoever's in the housetop must not go out and get things out of his house. That means your baby or nothing. You don't go get nothing out your house. If you can't go get your baby, because then both of you get killed. I mean that's extreme, ain't it? Why so extreme? Because they come to eat you. It says flee. Whoever's in the field must not take back his cloak. Then woe, we're going to show in a minute. Woe to the women who are pregnant, those who are nursing babies in those days, right? Because they're the ones on the wrath. Another place says wrath upon these people. We're going to talk about that in a minute, right? So keep that in mind. Woe to the women who are pregnant, those who are nursing babies in those days. Woe to them, because they're in trouble. Right? Well, pray that when you flee, it would not be in the winter or the Sabbath. That gives a time frame that I'm not going to go into, brothers and sisters. But there'll be great tribulation, says it's not been since occurring since the world until now. It means there's going to be a time of trouble that never been before. That goes back when the earth was blown in two. It's going to be worse than that. Can you imagine that? I know you can't, right? If those days have not been cut short, see? Now I think those days be cut short before the AI thing cuts in. That's my opinion. That's why I don't want to talk about it too much. I don't think, but like in itself, if you think about it in itself, that's going to cause a demon war. Because they don't have no jobs. They're going to demand money. They're going to demand reparation, demand everything. Because I mean, they ain't got there's no jobs for them. They're going to just starve. They don't come together, right? And they're in power because they have more money than everything we have, right? See? And if those that are cut short in life would have been saved. Because not a nuclear war here. It's not going to be a nuclear war, brothers and sisters. But America will be nuked, but there will not be a nuclear war. See, Farrakhan, it won't be a nuclear war. That Master Muhammad's not going to What's the point? Radiating paradise? What good is paradise is radiated? See? And then if anyone says, you behold, he is the Christ, for he is over here, I believe him. That's Farrakhan claim he's the Christ and all that kind of stuff right there. You claim you're the Christ. I ain't claim I'm the Christ. It doesn't matter anyway. I'm just telling you, right? Everything I say, I'm not making any claims. I'm just telling you the facts. I broke the 7 seals and I could prove it. That's not a claim. It's not a claim. Okay? And what goes with that? Behold, he is Christ. Do not believe him. For false Christ, false prophets arise and provide you great signs and wonders. It's not be led. That's the general stuff. Oh, it's going to be Armageddon. Yeah, but what's going to happen? What do we do about it? See? I mean, if this Armageddon story, like Farrakhan says, then Armageddon's supposed to be a war. If he says the final war, it's supposed to be dropping bombs and stuff. How come that's not happening? That probably a nuclear war according to him. That means we could be nuked any minute. So if he's telling you it's Armageddon, he should be telling you okay, it's Armageddon. It's a fire. It's a fire in the theater. But don't tell you how to get the hell out. What's the point of that? And Suleiman, the reason why he's saying these things, because he's trying to, the whole point was so you know the exit when the fire starts. He's the exit. He ain't charging anything. There's no on the meter on the door say, you got to put some money in and open the door. These people telling you want money. They at the popcorn stand, hey, man, you got to pay this bit. Suleiman ain't charging anything. He says, trying to get your ass home. That's all he's trying to do. Then he can go about his business. Right? For a false Christ, false prophet rise and provide great signs of wonders so as to mislead the person. Believe that Farrakhan, he's the main one. If possible, even the elect. That means that last session was so great, they can actually get the elect, but they can't get to the elect. They got to the Levites, they couldn't get to the elect. Right? Behold, I've told you in advance. So if they say to you, behold, he is in the wilderness, do not go, or behold, he is in the minor rooms, do not believe them. For just as lightning comes from the east, flash far as the west, so coming the Son of Man be. Wherever the corpse is, there be the vulture be gathered together. Now, pay attention to what I just said, brothers, as the sun rises from the east and to the west. Oops. Okay, well, it's a little bug there. It's not a big deal. I'm not going to correct it. Let's see. Oops. That's the key right there, brothers and sisters. So it's from east even to the west, right? Okay. I'm not showing here, but as the sun shines, right? Lightning striketh. Well, I'm not going to show it, brothers, because you need to put all the symbols in the limbo key to understand that. But it's talking about Superman coming to, that's a sign. That will be the coming Sunday. That's when he's going to be manifest to the whole world. See? And he's going to mock these people. Oh, now, see, you're catching hell now. Now you're starving. He's going to mock them. Oh, he's going to mock this place. Right? When they starve and eat each other and everything else. And I thought you're so holy. I thought you're so good, people. Why you? Because he's a judge. And then he'd be taken out of here. Then that's why I'm going to move him out of here just before they start trying to close in on him. Oops. That's when Farrakhan is cast out. So the ancient days just set. Right? Thrones are cast down. Whose thrones are cast down? Ancient days just set. Whose thrones are cast down? That's Farrakhan's throne. Said throughout time the beasts were being burned up, being devoured, right? They're cast down. That's a Levite. Ishmael's a Levite, right? Elijah Muhammad was a Levite. See, they work together. But the Levites, see, they use the demons. Great thing, demons stupid. They are. Right? Let's continue. Oops. I missed something here. Oh yeah, how I got past that, bro? So let me back up here. This is the point where false Israel is surrounded by armies. That's probably what you see, brothers and sisters. Now, when it says, talking women pregnant, don't talk women actually pregnant with, see right here? That's America and Britain. They're the ones pregnant because they got somebody under them. That's what it means. They're the ones that's pregnant. They're the ones that says wrath be upon these people. The world's pregnant. That's, I think Luke says that away. See? That's those ones that's pregnant because they're also female. The Europeans represents female. That's the woman, right? And so it's, well, those are pregnant. Those ones are wrath upon them. And at the same time that Jerusalem is surrounded by armies. Who controls Jerusalem? Who's Jerusalem captain of what? That's false Israel controlled surrounded by armies and they're about to be taken down in the most horrible way. The most horrible way. They would eat their children. Say they would follow their sons, sons eat their fathers. See, then they'd be destroyed. That's what's talking about their brothers and sisters. See? But see, up top of the elect, they ain't got no part of that. They're far removed from that. Suleiman taking his form, but they're far removed from that. They're positioned to go home. See? Understand, brothers and sisters? Okay, let's move on, brothers and sisters. I think I said enough. So elect, they still go. Okay. And they'll be with the Lamb in paradise. See, elect, they're going to inherit Arabia, Mecca, Medina, all of that. But the Levites, they're going to inherit Africa. That's their land. It's always their land forever. The problem is, like I said, we were living on there because we was kicked out of our land, and Arabia is just North Africa, actually, when you look at it on the map. They want to call it separate, they used to call Egypt. So Egypt wasn't in Africa, and you look at it, it's right there. Because they didn't want to connect with Africa. Everybody didn't want to have no parts of Africa, because Africa was like a basket case. Okay? So the Levites, they're going to be given Africa. And matter of fact, Muhammad, his throne is going to be in Jerusalem. Because Jerusalem is the bridge between North Arabia, which is actually North Africa, and Africa. It's the bridge. He said right there, he's the God. He control the whole thing. But Suleiman, right, the Arabs, the Arabia, that would be ours. Best part of planet Earth. But the God would rule from Jerusalem because he's right in the middle of both, between both. You understand, brothers and sisters? Going home. Oops. So I'm not going to say a whole lot more about this, brothers. I think I said a lot. Right? I got a lot of things I still got to work on. But that's the situation right now. Okay. Now, elect had no part of this. See, when you see the demon-possessed man, that's Levites they're talking about. See? You see, Exodus talking about Levites again. Because that's who Elijah came to, Levites. He's a Levite himself. They don't talk much, they talk about the elect, but they talk about it such a way you wouldn't understand anyway. Because they're hidden. They can't be touched. They won't be touched. But the saints, they represent the Levites. Now I said Levites have two minds. You got those that's going to be with Lucifer, those going to be with the Lamb. And you the ones that are with the Lamb, you have to be careful of, because it says one of them would be a betrayer. Judas was Levite. Yours is. But right now, we're neutralized because the white ones represent the demons, right? Black represent us. We're neutralized because we're all lumped in together like water and milk, chick together. It's no good. But if they set for a while, the water separates from the milk, then you can drink either one independently, but you can't drink them while together. And that's where the devil wants us, because you know it reduces both our power. It keeps us both neutered, if you will. This is what happened. This was Suleiman, because remember, the demons, their vibration level, their frequency level is say on 2. But Suleiman vibrating on a higher level. The vibrations, right? So when those everybody hit with those vibrations, either invigorates you or it crushes you. So that causes separation because they can't go any further, but we can. That causes separation, and that causes separation there. And then when they cause separation, then we have power now because we're united amongst ourselves. See? Oops. Like a balloon and a rock, right? The balloon's pulling the rock up and the rock is pulling the balloon down. So now they're both suspended in space. But one's lower than it should be because the rock's holding it down. And one's higher than it be because the balloon's holding it up. You cut that string, the balloon takes off up and the rock falls right down. That's happening here. Because demons can't rise any higher. One reason they have rise as high as they were because they've been lifted up by mixed in with us. Because being mixed in with us, they're parasites. They were living off us. Hope you understand, boss. I think I'm going to leave it there. And if I have any more to say, I'll just do a redux. That's the elect. We can't touch them. See? They wasn't inherit the whole land. It's true seed Abraham. And the Levite prophets, if they do their job, and they earn their reward, they rule Africa, which is very rich, side by side, be 3 of them. To divide Africa amongst them once we get rid of Lucifer. That's that last war we're going to talk about soon. I think that's it, brothers and sisters. I'm going to leave it there. We understand, brothers and sisters. Let's see, I think that's it. I'm not going to go to the math of deceit. I've talked about it quite a bit. You can go back and look at my presentations. I'm not going to talk about it. So I'm going to leave it there, brothers and sisters.
Welcome to the INJIL Radio. Welcome to the INJIL Radio. Welcome to the INJIL Radio. Welcome to the INJIL Radio.